I'll just start this now because reasons. So, what's everyone been up to? Anything interesting?
Nothing in particular.
Oh, you're such an exciting bunch, aren't you?
They're very boring.
I told someone I spent all of yesterday playing video games and eating chocolate, and they thought I was hormonal. I can promise you I was not on my period. Thank you. Bastard.
Cheeky.
I was playing Evil Within.
Oh, isn't that XCOM?
Evil Within 2. It's a horror survival game.
Right, sorry. I think there's an expansion for XCOM called Evil Within, possibly. I can't.
Yes, that's what the expansion for. Oh no, I think that. Wait a second.
I'd have to look. Don't worry, carry on. How was this Evil Within game?
Enemy Within is what it was. That's what.
Right. So
that's what the expansion was called for XCOM 1.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I think they made it easier, the second one, than the first one. They made it more open world. The first one was kind of on the rails, and they've also added kind of auto assist aiming for console as well.
Pretty gay.
I gotta be honest, it helped a lot because it was one thing I had a problem with the first game was, on console, aiming, it can be a real pain. I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
And some of these situations you get yourself in are pretty hairy to say the least. And it made it just that little bit less annoying. You can turn it off if you want to.
I know a lot of people who
You're gonna be less of a scrub.
I know a lot of people who play online and they'll leave it on because when it auto locks on things like GTA 5, it aims for your chest. So all you have to do is just lightly tap the analog up and you get a headshot. It sort of almost makes it very easy to get one kill.
Gay.
Yeah, very gay.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna play it through again, and it gives you a few different options. And I think you can play it through, the first time, in kind of easy mode, even though you're playing the survival mode, and then you can go through again if you want to, and you can play it on the nightmare. And I think they've also the one up from that's called classic mode, which I think is like the original game, which was super annoying.
Oh, yeah?
I got to the last stage. I got to the last stage in the first game, and I realised I didn't have enough in terms of bullets because ammunition, health, all that kind of stuff is really scarce throughout the game. That's kind of the whole point. And I found that it got to the end boss, and I had no bullets, so you have to go back like 3 chapters to. They call it like each level a chapter. You have to go back 3 chapters just so you can go and gather more resource or be a bit more frugal as you go through the levels.
Yeah, I didn't really like the what was that one? The 1950s.
Which one game?
Or are you talking about the Bureau?
No, Evil Within.
No, not XCOM. This is something else.
This is a horror survival game, mate. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
I watched it for the first time over the weekend and played Dawn of War 3 quite a lot.
The original one or
the newer one? And
is it good?
Yeah, it was all right. I have to admit, I did not expect the Pennywise to bite the kid's arm off at the start.
I haven't seen it yet, so
spoilers.
A bit late now.
Like he was doing some carnival dancing, and the look on his face was so brilliant. I think it was quite good. Yeah,
he's a good actor because he's one of the Skarsgårds.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to a second, and I hope they do I think they should do an Origins. That'd be kind of cool for Pennywise. I was playing Dawn of War a lot as well, and I have to admit, a bit disappointed. Because whereas Dawn of War 2 allowed you or encouraged you to field a Spartan army and achieve great feats with so little, Dawn of War 3 has gone back a step to Dawn of War 1, where you could just field as many as possible and out-mob your enemy, which is all I've had to do on the missions. Seriously, when you're orcs, it's not a surprise. But even as Eldar, field a fucking mountain of Dark Reapers and you're done. You just heavy weapons them, and Space Marines upgrade their weapons to plasma and you're done. You don't have to do anything.
Boring.
It's not a challenge. It's just
That's
taking a
not
while
so
because
easy.
you have to save up the resources to buy the units. That's the only challenge. Which means I just sit there and eat chocolate. Oh, Rocket League. Rocket League's good.
We started watching that new series based on The Exorcist.
Oh?
Yeah, it's bad. It's a bit predictable in places.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Gina Davis is in it, and she looks
Oh, I
wrong.
remember her from League of
Yeah.
Their Own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she doesn't look like that anymore.
You look like a penis with a hat on. That's one of my favourite quotes Tom Hanks ever said. That's my favourite.
Yeah.
Probably looks a bit plastic these days.
You know, slight spoiler here, but they do the crab walk bit.
Oh God.
Is it called the crab walk?
Yeah,
no, not the
but-
crab. Is it called a crab walk? I don't know. It's
Yeah,
the
the iconic, bent over backwards.
Oh, the crab arced back. Yeah, hands.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Yeah, there's a
It
wrestler who
has-
does that
it-
as well. It's not scary. It's just gay.
No, but it has no impact in the TV show, whereas it kind of does in the original film.
In the director's cut version as well, because that was banned, wasn't it, for ages? That shot or that
I haven't
segment.
seen The Exorcist in a long, long time.
Get out.
Yes. All right, fine.
Apparently, you're not welcome here.
It's like I was at the gym the other day. As I mentioned, I saw this guy. That Led Zeppelin song. He was like, "Who said Zeppelin?" I was like, "Get out!"
Actually, I fully endorse that. Anyone who gets confused over
Yeah.
that, Iron Maiden. I might even include Def Leppard, actually. I might include them. Leonard Skinner as well.
Not okay. I understand he may not have heard anything, but not have heard of them at all.
I know some
Yeah,
people
but
who
these
say
are the
that.
same
What are
people.
they teaching in school?
Yeah, but these are the same people that wear the Def Leppard t-shirts, the Guns N' Roses
they get them-
t-shirts,
they
the
get them Guns N'
Zeppelin
Roses.
t-shirts.
So you start. I've done that in front of somebody who's gone into the Top Shop, bought a Guns N' Roses shirt, and I started playing the most simple riff of like Sweet Child Mine. It's very easy to play. Doesn't know the song. What the fuck are you wearing?
Yeah,
that
there's a
for,
video on
bitch?
YouTube where somebody's playing Teen Spirit to a girl who's wearing an Nirvana t-shirt. And he said, who sings this song? She says, I don't know. It's like
The big one is like everyone wearing Ramones t-shirts,
Oh yeah.
even though
I
they
see
couldn't tell you
that-
a single
that-
song
yeah,
by the
that
Ramones.
That and Leonard Skinner, yeah. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
I like the one where the Kardashians wore a Slayer t-shirt. So they wore a t-shirt saying "Fuck the Kardashians."
Yeah. I'm gonna switch. Am I
Oh,
coming through
what?
quite loud or okay?
No, normal.
Oh, you just broke
Fine.
up there at the last second.
I switched the setting on my microphone. Because I got three.
So now you're
it's an
much
on-
dimmer.
Am I what?
It was better before. It was better before.
Okay, because someone in the chat.
Yeah,
said
you were a
quiet.
hell of a lot louder before.
Oh really? Okay, well in that case I'll stay on setting number 1. Sorry, Disc and I'll suck it. Apparently my audio's quiet. I don't care.
I've been playing a lot of RimWorld.
I've seen. I think Irate Bear's been playing that a bit recently on Steam. I think. Yeah.
It's a fun time.
Is it a good game?
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I want to get XCOM 2. I really want to get it. I love XCOM. I like those turn-based strategy games. I like Space Hulk, so it kind of suits.
That is a very resource-intensive game. My brother's old laptop had a hard time running it. He ran it at like 5 frames.
To be fair, I've got a new
Before
one.
he got-
I've got a new laptop. It's okay.
Yeah. It's all good.
It's all good. I've been playing Dawn of War 3, and that's it's pretty. It keeps popping up with the alert. Oh, you need 4 gigabytes of RAM to play this. Fuck off! I've got enough RAM. Piss off. Why are you alerting me to my RAM situation? I have enough RAM. I put an extra 16 gigabytes in this. I don't care. Oh, but you need 4. Fuck off. Yeah.
Somebody can't math.
Apparently the system can't, or the game can't. Sorry. I kind of want to play. I want to get back. I might like tomorrow just play some XCOM to remind myself what this was like. But I might do an Iron Man mode because that's a real challenge.
Of course. That's the best mode for any games.
I don't think I've ever done it in Iron Man mode.
Good luck.
Yeah.
It's apparently the expansion makes it a hell of a lot harder.
Yeah, I've heard. I've noticed that XCOM 2's got quite a lot going on with it, so I might wait until it's on sale to pounce on it. I'll see. What's RimWorld about anyway? Because as I said, I've seen people play it, and I don't actually know what it's about.
It's a survival game, but you're controlling like a colony, and the base game or the normal. You start off with like 3 colonists that has various skills, and they have various personalities. They can interact with one another. Stuff. Kind of stranded on a planet. Ultimate goal is to get off the planet. You can get raided by assholes. You can trade with other settlements. It's I think it's the same game engine, I think, as Prison Architect, because it's the same like controls and art and stuff, but it's not the same company, I don't think.
Seems like fun. Don't they have I think, isn't it called Don't Starve? That's a survival game of sorts as well, but it's like a old timey.
Yeah, except that's more nightmarish.
Yeah. I quite like games
And
where
then there's Don't Starve Together.
Like there's a thing in Dawnfall Retribution called Last Stand. You have to survive 20 waves of increasing intensity for enemies. It gets really difficult, especially the final wave. And I quite like that style. It's like a really good. It's almost like Enter the Gungeon, which I was playing quite a lot.
Yes, that's what you seem to have always been playing.
Yeah, I haven't played it in about a week, I think.
Gasp.
Yeah.
Have any of you? Has anyone played Cuphead yet?
No, I want it, but I haven't bought it.
It's a fun game.
It's infuriatingly fun.
I've heard this.
It's Mario levels of hard.
Yeah.
You know.
See, I've heard this, and I'm like, if I have the money, I'll buy it, but I have to wait.
Just make sure you haven't got anything breakable nearby.
I'm not that kind of person. I'm really not.
This will test you.
I'm just not. I'm just not the guy who breaks stuff. I've seen people I've sat next to people who play games getting frustrated and angry because they haven't got what they consider a good clean kill, punching the wall and the desk, and I'm like, no, okay, I'll just do it again.
There's some great rage quit videos on YouTube.
I like any rage quit that comes from people being Ventrilo harassed. Like somebody hacking into a Ventrilo server and then just popping Duke Nukem quotes, which just triggers the shit out of people. Or playing that Electric Six gay bar song.
I thought Jackbox 4 came out last week.
Yeah, I've seen.
I haven't had a chance to play it with anybody yet.
No, not that you bought it. I've seen that other people bought it. I've seen it on Steam.
Yeah.
I put it on my wish list. I'll dump it there.
Yeah.
I want to play Vermintide.
We'll be hanging out with people on Friday, so
I might get Hal.
We'll find out how good it is.
Oh, right, okay, so I did a Twitter poll, as quite a number of people know, on what game I should stream on the gaming channel I started recently, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Left 4 Dead just won behind Euro Truck, which was quite funny because most people only voted for Euro Truck because it pissed Laura off. And so on Thursday, I did a run of the first mission with Llama, Sith, and Laura. And the very and I've cut 3 minutes out of it from the beginning, and as its own entity, because Llama decides it should just be titled "What Goes Around Comes Around," because Llama decides to take an axe and run off, leaving me literally at the start, hanging out of a fucking window with the floor burning around me, and he's just in the elevator waiting to go to the next stage, laughing. And what comes around is when a charger comes in and kills him, still leaving me hanging out of a window while he's just running off, slaughtering things, and runs off into an elevator, laughing his head off. What a spastic!
So what game is this again? Sorry, the last time you said it.
That was Left 4 Dead 2.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Euro Truck Simulator.
No, yeah.
That would make it interesting.
I was like,
That would
wow,
be
this sounds a great game.
that'd be I honestly, that would be awesome. I'd like that, please. If someone's making mods for Euro Truck, can someone please do a crossover with that in Left 4 Dead?
Oh god.
Yeah. So yeah, Laura, we did it for like an hour and a half. It took us to do the first mission. It was good fun.
That's rough.
Well, we had to do the last mission about 5 times because something kept happening that blowing up the fuel tankers that we had to refill the car with, and I stayed to fill the car. Yeah,
And then you blew up.
I haven't played first-person shooter on a computer for a long time, so I was rusty as hell. And we had to do it from
Rough.
Llama's perspective.
Is that your excuse?
That is my excuse because I've been playing slightly less complicated or annoying games. Yeah, I don't like. I'm not huge on mass numbers swarming me. I like to pick off one person at a time. It was quite a challenge, but we got through it. I'm hoping that I'm going to try and get Llama and Sith and Laura again on Thursday, so we can do another mission on it. Try and work our way through every single one of them because I think that'd be kind of cool. And also, it's even more fun to watch Llama shout at people when they don't do as they're told. He gets triggered. It's precious.
Hashtag triggered.
Yes, Laura, I am even worse than you because, unlike you, I don't have much practice at first-person shooter, but you do, so what's your excuse? Isn't Destiny 2 the more complicated version of Warframe a first-person shooter? Warframe's better. Yeah, Warframe's better. I honestly think Warframe's better. It's free as well.
Free games are nice when you don't have to spend money.
I'm not particularly good at these grindy games, you know. Because I think I remember when I played the first Destiny, there was like this cave where bad guys used to kind of spawn out of, and there's no less than like 20 people just camped outside this cage, just constantly shooting things and just grabbing the items, just on the off chance they might get a legendary. I thought, you know what, I can't be bothered.
I haven't had the pleasure of playing Destiny at all, so I'm not too sure.
I used to play with a mate of mine, but he was like significantly higher up in terms of rank. You know, so I was like 5, he was like 30, and he was just like, you know, he played with me for a while, and then he'd be like, I'm off because I want to do something interesting, and it was like I'm left alone. And,
Yeah. I make up for my inability to do well at first-person shooters by being really good at other games, so it's okay. Like I'm reasonable at Rocket League. Better than Laura.
Oof.
Good at strategy. Sorry?
This truck simulator one. Is it just literally
Yes.
driving in real time between 2 countries or something?
Yeah.
Is it like a real time?
That's all you do. It's like Mavis Beacon without the typing. There's a little thing in Mavis Beacon when you had to learn to type right, where you're just driving a car. That was it. The reason I do it is because it clears my head. That's the only reason. That was the only reason I ever play that game, because I get very. I don't know, something goes wrong in my head.
Do you like stop and stuff until you can you just like save, or do you have to like pull into a petrol station or something to?
You can just
You
save.
get missions.
You can just save, or there are actual places you have to put your cat to sleep. So, yeah.
It's not very realistic, then, is it?
It's actually totally. Yeah, totally. I'm not going to try and defend it. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. I've had someone say.
It seems to get very good reviews.
Wasley, he saw me playing it on Bearing's server I was playing Euro Truck, and he said, "I think Kevin Logan was right. You are in fact boring." To which I replied with a screenshot inside the cabin of one of my trucks, and the caption: "I look around and I see no fucks to give." Fuck you, Was.
I think most people who play games have a soft spot for at least 1 or 2 really, really crap games, though.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Nice, thanks. Believe it or not, actually.
Pew pew.
Backhanded compliment, wasn't it?
It was it was a compliment. There's actually, and this is really weird, Euro Truck Simulator 2 has one of the highest audience and gaming retentions of quite a number of the games on Steam. In fact, I think it's in the top 10.
Is that because it takes you forever to do anything or go anywhere?
or there are a lot of very boring people.
Well, it's not like Train Simulator where the distance is like 1-to-1. Because I think Train Simulator, the distance that you travel is 1-to-1.
It's not 1-to-1. Fucking hell. Oh dear.
No. It would take you like hours to cross anywhere.
I would never play that game. I've seen
So what is it like real trucks where you can only drive for a certain number of hours and stuff?
Yeah. You have to put your guy to sleep. You upgrade your truck as well. It's kind of cool.
That is really boring. Sorry.
So cool.
You can buy a better truck.
Yeah, I can buy a better truck. Yeah, and I can upgrade that as well. I have to refuel it sometimes too. Yeah, that's cool.
I can imagine that you do have to like go to Europe and again get on the ferry and then have to wait like 40 minutes to get to France.
No, you at least get a little pass on. You at least get a little pass on that one.
Go mooch around the ferry for an hour.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's not selling this game.
I'm not trying to sell
any of us. I
don't
don't think.
For 15 quid, I might buy it. Actually, I'm intrigued now.
Oh, you don't want to buy that with your own money. You might want to buy like something else.
Something worthwhile.
Because I bet, right, I would put money on it that you buy it, you'll suddenly get sucked into it, and then you come back on here and you'll look like a fool. Oh look, he's so boring. He plays a truck driving game, just like Omegon.
I'll be one of the cool kids then.
Right. Totes. So excited.
I'll tell you one game I have been playing. But I know it's a bit trendy at the moment, but I'm PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
I want to get that. But it's so expensive.
It's also another first-person shooter.
Yeah, but
or third.
It's kind of third person
shooter.
Yeah, except when you're aiming, and then it goes to first person. And you can switch it into first person if you really want to.
I think that game is quite clever, but it is too expensive at the moment. I want to play it because I know a couple of YouTubers that play it, like Sinatra, and I really want to play that, so I can kill him.
I think it's really good if you get I joined a Discord group which had all got lots of people playing Battlegrounds, and you just jump into a chat room and just team up because really it's only really fun when you're playing as a team.
Oh yeah, no, I don't play it solo often. It's usually with
but amount of times
from work.
I've never actually won. Have you won?
No.
Done
pretty well.
Yeah, I got down to like the final 3 once.
You are a fucking loser.
I was a fucking camper. That's what I was.
Oh, you spawn camp.
Playing it with 3 people.
You know what you are. You're one of those Call of Duty spawn camp noobs.
Yeah, I'm the guy that kind of throws that grenade across the map at the beginning of the round.
Oh, you're such a dick.
What a douchebag.
There's nothing worse than you can spawn, you run into the fight, and then you boom.
I've had that happen to me before in the past. I've also had people they would just stick crossbow darts on doorways, and then they'd trigger them all at once, just as soon as you run into range. Like, you fuck off, you bastards.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The best story is when he was playing. What were you playing? Were you playing Call of Duty or something?
No, I was playing Battlefield 4.
You launched, what was it? The grenade launch in a lift and blew up your team.
No, we all ran it. Yeah, we all ran into the lift together, and I pressed the wrong button.
Oh,
and I threw a grenade with a bottom. Yeah, blew up the whole team, and I went, you know what? Quit.
What a douchebag.
I got some hate in the chat.
Really?
Really? It's one of those stories. Every time I think about it, it makes me laugh.
I just like the idea of some dickhead getting confused by buttons. I honestly, then again, I have done it before as well. I think I did it in Rainbow Six Vegas 2 with a friend, and we just transitioned from using console to PC, and I didn't know the controls on PC. So the first thing I did was throw a grenade at him and walk away. But
You're such a good friend.
Yeah, I'm such a good friend. But I didn't know the controls at the time, so I didn't even know I was walking away. But I'm not killing a whole freaking team in an elevator.
Did you forget that was a thing?
Apparently so.
So bad.
I was always the kind of player that ended up throwing grenades and bouncing stuff and up. So, not very good at first-person shooters.
Rainbow Six Vegas 2.
But the question is, are you worse than a Mega?
Well, no, I'm really good at
Probably
Vegas.
am now.
I'm probably good at Vegas 2. And I want to play. I got Siege. I've got Rainbow Six Siege. I really want to play that too. Might start playing that next week actually. Because I don't mind first person. It's just I like working in a team. That's a decent support team anyway.
I had bought that when it was a friend and I were gonna play it, but then we got busy. So I owed it.
I think I do have it. I'll just check my games. Scrolling through. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2 Siege. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah, I bought it in 2016. Sorry, just before Christmas actually. So either I bought it or someone got it for me as a present. I think I must have bought it. Fuck it, I can't remember. Never mind. Good game. I wonder if there's any DLC yet.
Another game I've been looking at on Steam called The Hunter: Call of the Wild. Have you heard of that one?
No.
It's you play it as a hunter and you basically go around
Kind of clues in the
forest. Yes, crazy. It sounds, yeah. It's not about building bridges or something. It's yeah. So you basically it's a kind of like a Far Cry, I think. Because in Far Cry you had to kind of hunt things down. Did you play Far Cry?
I did play Far Cry, yes.
The bit where you
I've heard of it, but I never played it.
The bit where you have to burn the wheat crops. The bad guys were the drug dealers wheat crops.
Is that the one where you could just avoid the entire game if you didn't leave the room or something?
I don't.
Far Cry 4.
I didn't play 4. Oh, I did play 4, but I got bored. It was 3. I think it was 3. Yeah, 3. And that one, yeah, it's great. They have this heavy dubstep that's playing in the background. You're burning the wheat crop as bad guys are coming at you. It's brilliant. Highly recommend it.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, but this hunter one looks pretty cool. It's just you have to kind of creep up on deer and things, and you get the whole hunting experience without actually killing anything.
Without having to go into the great outdoors.
Yeah, God, do that.
You could just do like Assassin's Creed Black Flag or 3 and just go through forests.
Oh God, all the Assassin's Creed games recently have been garbage.
I haven't played it in ages. Does he still do the whole swan dive thing off towers?
Yeah. It makes absolute total sense.
Yeah. It just happens to be a hail barrel, nearby.
Which somehow isn't so solid that it would break your back.
It's very
there's a lot of just physics bullshit with that game.
Nah, it's totes real. What was I supposed to put in my wish list? Oh, Cuphead. Oh no, it's in there. It's fine.
Well, when it goes on sale.
I want to see you live stream Cuphead and keep it cool.
Oh yeah, you'll get tilted.
Oh no, it's not happening. I'm not gonna. I don't get frustrated. It's fine.
Okay. He says where he throws his controller across the room. I don't recommend playing it on with a keyboard and mouse though. If you can get a controller and attach it to your PC. If you play it on PC.
I don't have a controller laying around. I genuinely play all my games on the keyboard.
Okay.
Which, by the way, makes Rocket League a little more of a challenge because I don't have the ability to move the camera around so I can aim better.
Yeah, I really struggle. I mean, maybe it was just a button layout because it's kind of a weird button layout, but I struggle with it because it's not your typical
WASD.
WA. Yeah, it's I think it's I can't remember what it was now.
Oh yeah, no, it
it's,
is. You use the up and down arrows to do stuff.
No, it's not that. It's just it's different keys. It's like they use shift to jump. That took me a long time to get my head around. I actually had to switch this around.
That's right where your little finger would sit there.
Yeah, I think it was like X and Z and shift, and then there was like fire was something like control. I can't remember now, but it was something weird. So I had to mess about with that a bit. But
can you not change that in the? Can you not change that in the
yeah,
options?
You can, of course, yeah. But it I did want to see if they were onto something there. Maybe I'm yeah, because like I said, having to use shift your little your pinky, and you have to do a lot of jumping and a lot of dodging, and having to kind of go left or right, jump and then dash to kind of jump over things. It's really tricky with a keyboard. You might want to think about getting a controller or borrowing a controller. You can. I mean, I've got my PlayStation to connect to my PC. It's an app.
Right. Well, if I do save up and I'm able to buy Cuphead, I will buy it and I will stream it.
And then you will get tilted.
Right. The faith you've shown is astonishing.
Yep. Embrace it.
Dear, oh dear. So, out of curiosity then, since you consider what Euro Truck to be not cool, what totally not cool games do you all play? Come on, yourselves.
I actually used to play Euro Truck Simulator for quite a bit.
No, another game. Come on.
I played League. That's pretty bad.
Oh, that's so gay. I know some people who are obsessed.
Are you talking about current games or just generally?
Yeah, well, generally.
I play Civ, but I don't think Civ is like a dumb game in most people's books.
Civ's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so League because you're gay.
Yeah.
What about you?
Gay.
One of my favourite games used to be a game called Space Channel 5. You have to destroy aliens by dancing.
Oh dear. I will defeat you with the power of dance.
Yeah.
How gay is that?
I think the worst game I've ever played was something like Farmville on like Facebook or something.
Oh my god! I had people.
Those games.
Every other day, I used to get alerts on my phone when I had Facebook on it. Every other day, because people were sending me invites to play it, because then they'd get some farming crops or some crap money from it. And I'd be like, I'm not installing this for you. I'm not helping you with your addiction, okay? And Laura, you should be ashamed. Sims are gay. I fucking hate Sims.
And I played
The Sims originally when it first came out. Then it gets to a point where you just come up with ingenious ways to kill them.
Look at me play as a person, pretending to live a life when I have my own one to live.
Getting a job, getting married.
I did play. Was it Second Life? Is that really it?
Half-Life?
Second Life, yeah.
Second
Life.
No, there is a game called Second Life.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
It's a real world simulation. That's basically what it is.
Dear
you just walk around creating your own world and talk to people, and there's no conflict or anything.
And you judge me for driving a truck.
Yep.
I played it maybe for a week. Same with World of Warcraft, but after being...
I never did WoW.
I did, up till Cataclysm.
Yeah, I did as well. It was fun at the time.
Yeah, I kind of stopped because I couldn't afford it. And also, I kind of started to think that it wasn't really... The players are really toxic. I mean, I don't mean to insult people, fans of WoW, but there are so many forums that are so, like, aggressive and abusive. I found the calmest people I could talk to were those that were in character in the PvP RPG servers. So when they were in role-playing mode, when they were actually just talking like characters rather than acting like their orc is the most powerful orc. No one could best this orc. You can't beat this orc. What kind of orc you got? I've got an orc shaman. Fuck off. I had an undead warrior. I could beat the living snot out of him. And Dota Laura is faggotry.
I couldn't take the the roleplay servers seriously.
Yeah, that's how I think most people treated it though. Like you're on the server, and people are talking in these fancy characters, and I'm like, and you just start saying, doth thee once, I don't know, challenge thee to duel or some shit. And it was always quite funny and amusing. You can't help but laugh at them. Yeah, WoW was okay, but no, I'm not dealing with the players. Fuck off. Especially ones that took raids so seriously. Why are you taking this?
I never got that far. I kind of I would spawn in and someone come up, a guy would come up to me, call me a faggot, and then stab me.
I used to have it all the time. You go outside Orgrimmar or outside Stormwind City, and people would always be like challenging you to a duel as you're like a nothing level avatar. But compared to them, and you're like, why the fuck are you challenging me to a duel, dickhead?
Yeah. I don't know what the levels are, but like something 100, they could just like sneeze on you and die. And it's like,
I think they do a thing now these days where if you're new to WoW, you get one character auto boosted up to the current highest level. I don't see the point.
Oh, really?
I liked questing. I liked doing that kind of stuff. So to me, it was all like, why bother? I'm not interested in raids. I don't care about raids. I don't care about any of those hard quests against endgame bosses. They can all fuck off.
That's fired.
I don't know, because I played a mage, so once I'd leveled her up, I just used to stand in like Ironforge and sell people teleports, make loads of money.
You absolute teleport whore.
What the whore?
Massive whore.
I was just looking over that Second Life website, and that just reminded me of a watch culture video we watched a while ago, which had the most money people have spent on crap from video games. People buying sort of like hotels in some virtual landers for like £1 million.
Oh,
yeah.
But there have been like real life legal cases over Second Life. I think there was like a real life divorce case over 2 married avatars in Second Life.
I know you can buy and sell land and things in Second Life, and you can, if you build like a hotel or something and it becomes popular as a venue, you can sell it.
Can you imagine that in Minecraft instead, right? And someone owns a server and they're married. And they build a fortress together with lots of underground caverns, but a massive fortress, impregnable. And they get divorced, and they literally have to delete everything down the middle.
Like split it in half, literally.
Split your server in half. Yeah, that'd be terrible.
That's rough.
That is a proper nerd divorce, isn't it?
I know some people who do have servers like that, but not from not divorce part. But I can imagine with the fortress they've created, which confuses the fuck out of me. What's the point of having your own server and literally just building a fortress and that's it? I don't understand.
Well, that's why you install mods, so that mods add more to the game and like other adventures.
I found Minecraft boring.
I didn't get it. I still don't get it.
I once used to fuck with a friend, and he didn't know how to play properly. So I'd give him a levitation thing, and then I'd make him drop and die. I'd spawn enemies around him, and he wouldn't know how to fight them because it's around him. Or he'd climb up a tree, and I'd build what he thinks is a tree house, but is made of like obsidian, and he has nothing to break it with. And I'd put him inside this box and leave one cube open in the front, fill it with candles, and then close it and leave him. Sucker. Just leave him in there to die.
Such a nice person.
And then what you do, you open it up again, throw some more candles in there, or whatever the stick's called, light sticks, fuck it. And then you just fill it with monsters and then shut it up again. Oh, worth it. I didn't play Minecraft much after that, to be honest, because there was no fun left.
Games like that are designed for you to screw with friends, though, I think.
It's always good to screw with your friends when they don't know how to play the game properly.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm sure given the chance you do it too.
I played a lot in college, and we would mod our servers and stuff so that we would add more stuff to do.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. Like, they would add additional dimensions, so you wouldn't just have the overworld, the nether, and the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of them you could go to Mars and the moon.
I can't be bothered with that. I reckon it wouldn't surprise me if someone's done the if anyone's seen the Last Night Transformers film, spoilers, with when Cybertron slams into Earth, I wouldn't be surprised if someone's created a world like that with both worlds together. Which to me would be like, why? Why? It's so pointless. The Autobots will not help you.
I must admit, I gave up with the Transformers films after the.
Yeah. To be fair,
robot slapstick. That's all it was.
They were never going to succeed with Michael Bay in control because he's not very good at telling a story.
No, it's all visual effects, blow stuff up. Yeah, I remember. There's a friend I knew years ago, and she told me that her friend was standing outside. What is it? Leicester Square. Is it Leicester Square? It's anyway. He was in London, and he was out going to see one of the Michael Bay films, and he and lo and behold, guess who kind of comes out and they get chatting? Michael Bay, this guy. And it's just, and she was showing me his Facebook, and he's basically, this guy, he's 20, was just basically obsessed with Michael Bay now, and they would become like friends. Mm-hmm. And so I couldn't understand in terms of kind of cult of celebrity. Yeah, you make friends with Michael Bay, okay, but then you become just Michael Bay's friend, and everybody knows you as that because they want to get to know you because you know Michael Bay.
Yeah.
What kind of life is that? Is like, is anything about you? No. What's the best thing about me? I'm friends with Michael Bay. Hey.
That's like the butler for Princess Diana. Do you remember that guy?
He's still doing the rounds on TV occasionally.
Exactly. He's still doing the rounds. His relevance is over someone that's dead. No offense.
Has been, what is it, 20 years, isn't it?
20 years, yeah. I'm truly astonished. She's almost treated like a martyr. She's treated like she's so genuine. I'm not trying to sound bitter or hateful, but it's quite shocking how special she's been treated since her death.
I felt at the time when it happened, I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, when I found out, my friends were like, I bet the Queen did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Tinfoil hat,
that's something.
I doff my tinfoil fedora.
Yeah.
That's one hell of a theory.
There are
what the Queen did it directly. I mean, she was driving the car behind or something.
Yeah, cackling like a mad queen.
I love that thought.
Yeah.
Philip,
Prince
get in the car now.
With Prince Philip next hurling some racist abuse.
God.
Kill the nigger faggot wife. Honestly, it was quite funny. But the butler, is it Paul something? Paul
Burrell.
Burrell.
Yeah.
He got married. He was in the news recently. He got married. He left his wife and married a bloke instead. I'm glad.
That's why he was doing the rounds on daytime TV to talk about the fact that he was getting married.
Yeah, I'm sure that was quite quite the conversation. I just decided one day I liked the idea of a cock in my bum. Now instead of talking about that, let's talk about Princess Diana. Seems like a suitable segue.
Actually, I think it was pretty much like that when he was on This Morning or something.
Oh, I'd love Prince Philip Schofield to just say, "So you like to insert dick
Prince
in your
Philip
ass?"
Schofield. Sorry, give me a second.
I wanted to bring back Gordon the Gopher.
There's been a campaign to bring Gordon the Gopher back.
I fully endorse this campaign. He was treated poorly by Philip, and I like Sean Connolly. Is it Brian Connolly's? It's a puppet. When he used to abuse the fuck out of I think it was a gopher puppet as well. Oh, that was funny. And he just starts smacking.
What about Ed the Duck?
Sorry.
What about Ed the Duck?
Or Orville.
No, Ed the Duck.
Ed the Duck.
Ed the Duck, as in
That was Andy Peters, wasn't it?
I don't remember Ed the Duck. I remember the green duck, Orville.
I wish I could fly.
Oh, what? And the creepy monkey.
There were some quality puppets. I think
Spit the Dog.
Oh yeah. What about the ostrich one that used to choke people? To go just
Oh, Rod Hull and Emu.
Emu.
I want to see him. I want to see him. I can't remember where, but I want to see him when I was a kid.
I want to see him just choke someone nowadays. It would be considered rape culture. The real sad thing is that like the guy did Bodger and Badger, he passed, which is a shame. Because Badger was cool. I mean, who doesn't like
was it Rod Hull? Rod Hull, wasn't it? Yeah. He died, didn't he?
Yeah.
Famously, because he fell off the roof.
Yeah, Bags did as well, fairly recently.
I remember there was a reward, not for, I don't know if it was a puppet necessarily, but for Timmy Mallet's mallet, because it got stolen from him, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Years ago,
it was a mainstay of Saturday morning TV.
The clothing and the song. Oh my god, that bikini song.
Oh god, that was all. Oh god, I'm having pain here. Oh, call an ambulance. I might have a heart attack. Thinking about that, it's horrible.
It does bring back some rather nasty flashbacks.
Well, that was his comeback, wasn't it, in the 90s?
Honestly, I don't know what
wasn't it? Itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow post.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very yeah. It's catchy.
Creepy.
Yeah, but that would be frowned upon in today's sort of environment, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because you can't
Just
have any fun. Can't have any fun right now, can you?
Bloody hell, the guy's 62.
What, Timmy?
Yeah.
Timmy.
Have you seen the Fractured But Whole trailer for South Park? We got Timmy's special powers. Essentially, he's like Xavier. He's really intelligent behind that Timmy voice. He's speaking with his mind. He's all elegant and, yes, well spoken.
I know it's a bit of a segue, but you know the Chuckle Brothers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know Barry's not dead.
Wasn't that trending on Twitter or some shit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was. For ages, I thought he was dead. I thought he was really dead. I think he died.
I think we had an argument about it.
Yeah, I thought I heard fake news. An article about him dying, and I was saying to people, "Oh yeah, I heard he died," and then he popped up in a photo not that long ago. I was like, okay, I was wrong. Hashtag fake news.
But that story pops up every once in a while that one of them died.
The Chuckle Brothers, I didn't one of them feature in a music video, just like dancing in the street. It was really weird. I don't know what to say to that. Oh, look, Timmy Mallet's on Twitter. I might follow him.
Wow, they're in their 70s now. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
What, the Chuckle Brothers?
Some of the few kids presenters that were never considered or thought of as paedophiles. Isn't that nice?
They avoided the tree.
Yeah, they just did a very good job at covering it up.
Timmy Mallet's an active man in his 60s. And
I think he tried to make a comeback a while ago.
He still looks like he's in his late 40s. He's aged well. Damn.
You see, it's probably because he hangs around college campuses a lot. That's what he does now, isn't it? You know, anybody that...
He does a lot of cycling. Although I do think it's a bit of a cheat if you do a lot of cycling but finish your journey by getting on a train. That might be cheating.
Yeah.
I might tweet him and ask him if he ever got his hammer back. See if it brings. See if he blocks me or something. Not to get the block because I like Timmy Mallet.
You like the block?
But to get a block for an innocuous question that might trigger somebody beyond belief, yes.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there was probably more than one mallet.
Yeah, but there's the
I've just
original.
picked one.
It's
Probably
like
not. It was probably the 80s, though, because I mean, remember that was, you know, they didn't have huge budgets back then to have multiple props.
it's like any of those major puppets. The original one is the one that matters. It's like okay, so Slash has the guitar he used to record all Guns N' Roses albums. There's one Les Paul he used. That guitar is in a safe to keep it so that he can use that guitar today. It's the same with Brian May. His custom guitar he built himself. It is the only version of it. There are custom made of it.
Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine how much that would be worth?
I have a left-handed version of that guitar because I love Queen so much when I was a kid. So it's pretty cool, but at the same time that guitar would be worth a mint.
Absolute mint, yeah. Probably won't he probably won't get sold though. He'll probably go to next of kin or something.
Yeah, he'll probably go to next of kin, and they'll probably break it. Oh my god, Timmy Mallet has some. The hammer's called Pinky Punky, and they get sold on a website for like £22. I'm not even joking. That is so cool.
There are a couple of places that sell like mini versions of it.
I want it.
Oh my god! I'm on his website. It's like something got shat out of the 90s.
Yeah, I should probably put an image of this on the stream so people can see it. I really want this hammer because it's greater than Mjolnir, quite frankly.
I don't know. That's kind of debatable.
Shush. It's definitely greater than Mjolnir. Yeah, Pinky Punky. Mr. Mallet. That is a cool looking hammer. Seriously.
I wonder where he gets his glasses still. I mean, they must be custom made. Surely they don't make those anymore, like mass.
Probably not. You know, there's something interesting. I always thought that Timmy Mallet and Dame Edna Everage were the same person.
Smooth.
Really?
You never see them in the same place at the same time.
When I was younger, they looked so similar, and I was like, they're the same person, aren't they? Even standing next to each other, like, yeah, they're still the same person. I want one of those mallets. The clothes are ridiculous.
Oh, Pinky Punky, it's only 22 quid. Oh my god.
Yeah, I want it.
Wait till payday.
Oh.
Payday.
Yeah, there's a website called Truffle Shuffle. And they sell it, but you get discounts for there all the time. You could probably get it for like 20% off.
I can see a picture of hammer size. If you look at it's a wacky wedding. There's an image of it, and in a woman's hand, the hammer. It's pretty big, actually.
You can get Timmy Mallet to come to your wedding.
I don't want him at my wedding. I just want the hammer.
Joe.
Oh dear.
How much is he?
I'm not having Timmy Mallet.
Yes, you need him to come to your wedding.
Wedding.
You need him to sing songs, and you need him. You know that.
Itsy Wincy, yay!
Yeah, you need him to do that just repeatedly, but also little skits of him having his hammer pee on you.
What?
That was the running gag he did on children's shows. with the hammer, it would just have a water pistol inside it as well.
Oh, I must have blocked that out then. I
for
don't
the
remember
best.
that.
It's for the best.
I do remember vaguely with Pinky Punky. I just remember the Saturday morning cartoons just being the best.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I like it a lot.
Do you really?
Yeah. Who doesn't want a massive pink hammer in their hands?
That's
Fair.
very well.
You have to play the game as well if you've got the mallet.
What was the game?
It was a word
It's like a word
association game.
association game. You mustn't pause. You mustn't hesitate. You can't say the same word twice. And if you did, you got bonked on the head with a mallet.
Yeah, no ums and ahs.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then
Hammer is actually decent
And-
size.
if you got each time you got something wrong, did you get a plaster, or was that the plaster at the end?
Something like that.
I think if you lost, if you won, you got the plaster. You got the plaster on your chin, and it said, I don't know,
Whack-a-day, wasn't it?
whack-a-day, and he had to wag your chin around or something stupid.
That's amazing. I'm assuming
Yeah.
Andrew, you don't have
Low-
you don't have shows like this in America with cult-like personalities from the 80s and 90s.
Not that I watched.
You missed out on a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was some odd kids' TV in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
Didn't people used to be able to get away with a lot more shit?
Yes.
oh yeah.
Yep. Well, I'm leaving that mallet on the screen till the end of the stream. It looks amazing.
Just because.
Hell yeah! If I could get a gif of that, I would.
GIF.
Yeah, I'd have that just smacking things about. It'd be funny.
No problem.
Oh, Timmy Mallet hats.
I don't think it's the same as having the mallet. Oh yeah, there is hats though. Yeah. Itsy bitsy Timmy specs.
Oh,
Oh dear. Oh, that's incredibly gay.
gay.
Look how big the mallet, like his other mallet, the mallet's mallet was. That thing was a monster.
I'm sure it was responsible for lots of children being whacked over the head with various.
Oh my god, there's a badge called Timmy on the Tranny badge. Oh my god.
Sorry, what?
There is a... I'll see if I can get an image of it. Timmy on the Tranny badge.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
What?
It's on the things
The
he has
fuck?
the things he has for sale.
Timmy on the trend. What? What is he?
What?
I need that badge
On the
for research purposes.
What?
Yes.
what?
You go Timmy
Sorry,
on the
I'm
Tranny. I put it up on the YouTube link. Timmy on. Oh fuck it after.
I see it. I'm looking at the site. I see it now. I'm like, what?
Oh,
I'm
that's
not-
amazing.
I'm not.
I love it.
He's a natural treasure.
Timmy on the Tranny.
What's it supposed to mean? Am I missing something?
Oh, you
It
can
just
get
sounds so wrong.
Where'd you put this?
personalized, Joe.
so-
Personalized message from Timmy Mallet himself.
Okay, so the description for Timmy on the Tranny badge, which is £4 by the way, for fans of Timmy's classic radio shows, the must-have badge, ideal for those retro.
Oh, it's in the... Yeah, transistor radio, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it must have been. But I think that
Oh, come on, someone didn't think that through, did they?
I need that badge.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I need this badge. I might ask someone who draws my avatar to put that on there.
Oh,
Yes.
that's great.
That's amazing. Oh, I need that in my
Uh,
life. I wonder if he sold many of those badges. Oh, that's brilliant. I think what I'll do is I'm going to put the link to this.
There must be a story behind that, and that's what's intriguing me. Why?
I'm going to link this
What
in the
is-
chat so people can see it. But I'll also link it in the description for lols.
Numerous people must have kind of decided that that was okay.
I think it's brilliant.
I guess he's got to milk it for as much as he can while people are still kind of can remember who he is.
Yeah, I'm still believing it. It's brilliant. Oh, Tranny's not in my dictionary. Okay, well I'll just put it in there. There we go. Oh, that's brilliant.
Don't worry. Don't say it in a private Facebook message, otherwise you might get banned.
Wow.
Oh God, yeah.
I just like the fact that it comes in many different colours as well, because that's really, really nice.
You get hot pink.
There's pink and yellow.
It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. I'm glad I've linked that in the description, because otherwise I'll forget it ever existed. I'll keep the image on my desktop though, because it's brilliant. Thank you, Timmy Mallet. Oh.
Well, dear God.
Yeah, I love it in chat. Wow, okay. Now I've become fully autistic. You're welcome. Yeah, and I want the hammer too. I do. I actually have a Mjolnir in this room, so I think it'd look really nice next to it.
What, the two most powerful hammers in existence next to each?
No. That mallet, Pinky Punky, would be more powerful. Definitely. Although I reckon if I
Is it sentient as well? Is it a sentient hammer?
Yeah, I mean, I totally wouldn't use it to absolutely abuse the fuck out of my nieces and nephew. Do as you're told.
You totally wouldn't use it to be a garbage human.
Always been garbage.
Always human.
No.
No, never human.
Never. I don't identify as human because I don't really relate or associate with it.
Okay.
Have you heard about this?
Because apparently,
sorry, go on.
Species dysphoria is a thing.
Well, there was a guy who, there were two guys I remember seeing on this morning. One that loved cats so much that he tattooed his face and body and had implants and whiskers. And one that
he lived
more of a lizard and had his tongue split down the middle.
Yep.
Didn't the Catman move to like the Outer Hebrides or something?
He also committed suicide.
Yeah, the lizard
That's
guy
unfortunate.
from not too far from where I am.
Well, the cat guy in his defense, the cat guy was trying to see if he had 9 lives. He found out he only had 1.
Well, he was jumping off a roof to see if he would land
on his feet.
Survive.
The thing is, when he jumped off that roof, he did in fact land on his feet. Problem is, the rest of his body decided they wanted to meet his feet, so they just pushed right through. In fact, his femurs were coming out of his shoulders. Congratulations.
It sounds mildly painful.
Just found out his body's also compact. Smaller funeral, but smaller coffin for him.
It reminds me of the all those kind of end of the world, kind of people. And some people are so convinced it's the end of the world. So just as the stroke of midnight happens, or whatever date is going to be the end of the world, they jump off a barn roof or something, convinced that God's going to catch them, and then they go.
Because the rapture was scheduled for September this year,
and
it didn't happen.
Missed it again.
Again.
Did I miss it? No. I was too busy. What was I doing in September? Fuck. Sorry.
Aww.
I was too busy listening to Tranny radio with Timmy.
Oh, God.
But there's always a group that pops up a couple of times a year going, the rapture is definitely going to be on this date.
Yeah.
And nothing ever happens.
It's not like you're lying to us for the 10th time or anything.
Well, it's like the Mayan calendar. What happens when it hits 0? We'll never know. No one gives a fuck. Nothing happens. The world keeps going. Fuck off.
They just didn't think it would go. The world would last that long. So they thought, yeah, that would do.
Well, they got bored and was like, there, that'll do.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll add more when we get closer to that time. It's the reason why people don't print calendars for next year until you're close to that year.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean the world ends at the end of this year. Fuck's sake.
I kind of the only calendars I ever buy, I get are with Chinese food. Is it still considered cultural appropriation if I hang that in my house?
What, those ones? Aren't they like made of bamboo or something?
Yeah,
those
they
ones.
rolled
Yeah.
up.
To me, they kind of seem like a student staple.
Oddly enough,
Chinese takeaway calendars.
My housemates and I, we lived together. Well, those first 3 years off campus, we lived together. We ordered a lot of Chinese food. We had a lot of calendars. We ended up using them as like packing in our sofa because we kept on. We didn't break it on purpose. We just couldn't be bothered to fix the already pre-existing damage. So we just stuff all the calendars rolled up underneath the cushions. Just to
Can't have been comfortable.
The cushions are really thick. It was amazing. We just didn't want to get a new sofa. It was a lot of effort. Oh, have I killed the conversation now?
Oh, no.
Not yet.
Damn.
So I was intrigued by the leopard man of Sky. This was 2008.
Sorry?
He moved into a flat. In 2008, he was 73.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah. I imagine he's dead now.
Oh.
Yeah, he got cold, and he came in from the cold. Poor thing.
Oh.
So sad.
At this time of year, as it's getting a little cooler, the cats will want to be here indoors more often. But because my window's the only one that has the side extension on, well, there is another one, but that room isn't in use at the moment. One of the cats that does go out at night will want to come in, but I can't let him in because he will walk in through the house with a mouse in his mouth. And at 2 a.m, looking up from my headboard with him with a mouse dangling over my face is not something I need at 2 a.m. in the morning. A sudden and uncontrollable freaking out is inevitable and unappreciated.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to be woken up like that.
Yeah. Chihuahuas aren't known for that.
Fuck chihuahuas. I've had one bite me recently, and I was like, "That is either." I couldn't tell if it was biting me or not. I was like, "What the fuck is?" I lifted the dog up, the mouth clamped to my finger, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you trying to do? What do you hope to accomplish? You're now 6.5 feet off the ground, and you're still holding. Now you're holding only for dear life. I don't understand you. Stop what you're doing, you Burke."
Gibberish.
Some chihuahuas can be horrible though, because people treat them like they're children.
Yeah.
I think she cut out.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we don't do that. Yeah. Well, we had staffies. I had a staffy 5 years, and then we had another staffy. So the best part of 7 years, I had a staffy. You know, so obviously completely different ball games with a chihuahua. But yeah, you treat them the same. Well, obviously not quite as rough, but you know, and they're not dicks.
My dad has 2 staffies, pure breed staffies, and they are obviously very energetic, but they are so lovely to the kids. Like, especially with the infants, my nephew and newer niece. You're not, if anyone does anything slightly in front of the kids, right? If my sisters try and tell the kids off, the dogs will tell them off for telling the kids off.
That's funny.
They're called the nanny dogs, aren't they?
Yeah, my first staffy, his name was Ice. I didn't name him, but it kind of fit. He was white, and something I learned about him. If you said "ow," or you pretend you were kind of, in pain, he'd get really upset. Not like attacking, but he started barking. Really hated it. It just makes me wonder because I mean, I was kind of rescue. It made me thought, what happened with him before?
I love this.
Bit
I
concerning.
just accidentally nudged something on the OBS and switched between scenes from the Patron one to the Cthulhu Kin one I've been doing. So the layout changed
Oops.
for a second. It's fine. I've changed it
Oopsies.
back. I don't even remember clicking it. I must have done it with my mouse with the trackpad without noticing. Anyway, yeah, I like Staffies. They're really lovely dogs. I just because obviously I'm surrounded by spaniels most of the time, and they're loyal, you know, but a bit over the top on the the Springer's very over the top energetic. I quite like my dad's ones though, mostly because of how funny it is to watch, especially because I don't think my sisters realise it, but they're quite stern parents. They don't realise, and me being an uncle, I don't have to give a fuck. But I watch and I'm like, I just don't understand why you have to be so strict. And the dogs put them in their place. It's brilliant. And they try and tell the dogs off then for telling them off, for them telling their kids off. That's even funnier. Because the dogs just start barking at them then.
Yep.
Right. I think I'm going to
So-
end this, if that's okay.
Cool.
Sure.
Yeah? Okay. I'm going to end this.
Yeah, we're kind of winding down.
Yeah, well, gone for over an hour. Spent lots of time talking about how amazing Timmy Mallet is and a lot of video game stuff, so that's productive.
Timmy legit.
Excuse me. I definitely, if I could ever afford it, will be getting both the Timmy on the tranny badge and the mallet.
Seems legit.
If you can find out what the meaning behind that is, if it literally is face value, what it means, or if it's something.
Were you not paying attention?
I didn't.
Tranny
what
as
did I miss?
in transistor radio.
Oh right, okay. I completely missed that.
I think this is before tranny was a mainstream thing for, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it might, I don't know, his co-host might have been a transvestite. So that might have been that. I'll have to, okay, before we end, I will find out. Timmy on the tranny, Timmy Mallet Radio. Timmy on the Tranny was the biggest teenage pop show in the UK. Timmy on the Tranny was a pop show. It was an afternoon kids show on BBC Radio Oxford. So yeah, it was a radio show for kids in 1981. Dear God.
Sweet baby Jesus.